Good afternoon or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hey, welcome to our little humble stream. I'm Dadman Walking 55. We're doing something a little different, but before I go into that, I gotta introduce my wonderful co-pilot, my wonderful wife, Mrs. Dadman Walking. How are you tonight?
I'm doing very good, thank you. Yay.
Absolutely,
Got to go to
absolutely.
a movie and have some popcorn and it actually was enjoyable. Can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, we've actually been to two movies this week,
I
and
tell
fortunately,
ya.
because we pay you know, yeah, it's not free, but we you get the quote free tickets by joining the monthly movie club. But when there's nothing worth seeing, it's amazing how fast you can build up free tickets, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And we still
Yeah,
have
it's
two left.
really neat because you get we I think we was what spend $10 a month. We get a free ticket every month, which pays for it right there. But they also roll over. So if we don't use it for a month, then we have two tickets. And anybody can use them. I mean, we can buy the tickets for anybody. So that's kind of cool. And then we get a discount on our snacks, which is a good thing. And it's just it's we like it. It works. I think it pays for itself. We watched
Absolutely,
two movies and we didn't have to pay for tickets.
yay! I'm happy about that. So, but it's been a matter of just there's not been enough stuff we've really wanted to watch.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, we saw the other movie we saw this week was the Wasp and Quantumania with Wasp and Ant Man. We'll kind of compare that with this one in a little bit later. But
Mhm.
so we felt like, hey, we this one kind of spurred us a little bit, so we figured why not share our reactions with people.
Mhm.
Uh, there may be some spoilers along the way. Sorry if it accidentally happens, but we'll
We're
try to
going to
warn you.
try not to.
Yeah,
It's
we're going to
it's it's
try,
yeah.
try to talk in code or whatever. But there was just some very interesting things with with this
Yeah.
one. But just
It's not
welcome.
that deep of a movie. I don't think there is much we can spoil.
I know.
But
Well,
there's a little bit, so we'll try
it's
not to.
it's almost what you have to see it to believe it type of thing.
Yeah. It's fun.
But hey, we're on both on Twitch and YouTube tonight. So if you're over on the Twitch side, make sure you follow us. We're up to 67 over there on the Twitch side. We have 146. We got a new subscriber on YouTube, so we only need four more. So let's keep the drive to 150 going, and see if we can get to 150 very, very soon. It's going to be a very, very busy March. Uh, there's a lot of new. There are some new things that are going to come up this in March.
Mhm.
You know, a book, an interview with an author. I'm going to talk more movies with someone, a really good friend of the channel later down the road. We were planning on. So it's going to be a very, very busy month. I'm going to have shows on Monday for March Madness with Whoopa Troopa. Our first show starts tomorrow night. If you like college basketball at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to talk the XFL football on Friday nights. Whoopa and I are. So it's really it's going to be a fun and busy month with a lot of stuff around here. So
Yes.
um, just hope you join us for all of it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
absolutely. And I'm going to do something real quick. And let's see. So, Mrs. Why don't you start by greeting the people we've got in our chat, our friends in the chat? How's that sound?
I certainly will. And first off, we're going to say hello to our favorite bear, who we know is not a cocaine bear. Snortopupus Snortopus cuber. Hello, critters and other humans. I'm so glad you're here today. So, and we also have Stunning and Brave Megatron, who got a bottle of Coke just for this occasion. I've got my Diet Coke because I'm going to be a uh, health conscious addict today. Um, we have Miss Daisy Blossom Flower Child. Hello, hello. So glad you're
Hello,
here.
Daisy.
And I believe that is all.
All righty. Well,
So
hey,
so you're a clean bear, Snorter Poops. He does not drink Coke. He drinks RC.
ooh, I have not
So
had an RC for a long time,
have
you
not
know.
either.
But you know what? When my dad and I used to go fishing back in the 70s, I'd get RC. You know, it was a
Yep.
lot more popular back then, and you can find it more places. So I,
Yes.
nothing like, I'm tempted to go buy some more RC, use something different. So I like that. I like Morse code for the spoilers.
Dot dash dash.
Dash
Right.
dash dot 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 and Megatron wealth. What is that?
Well,
Oh
I yeah.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? I like Dr Pepper. We could almost have a whole show just on stuff like that. You know, it's hilarious. We could just have a show about diet drinks and stuff like that,
Yes.
or food streams. We need probably some of those. So, and Snorter Pooper says, or as we cola snobs call it, La Croix, La Croix,
Le
La
Crode
Croix.
Royale.
Okay, thank you. That's yeah, yep. You're more equipped than I am for stuff like that. So anyway, hey, oh man, hey, Buddy Hepburn, hey, welcome, buddy. Good to see you tonight.
Yes.
My grandpa used to bring over RC. Yeah, it's a drink of a generation. Us older people, it was. I think it was always a cheaper alternative to Coke, but you could find it more places. Nowadays, when you in a grocery store, if you do see it, it's hidden away, or there's like a very small. It's almost like Tab in a way, you know, not quite as rare as Tab, but they like to hide
Mhm.
it. Yes, yes. Mrs., you didn't know about this a little earlier when I was over with Ords. Uh, Anne came through and asked if she could have a Dr. Pepper, and it was the last one I had.
Oh.
I left me with an empty box. So,
Oh. Sucks to be
and
you.
yeah, and Daisy grew up with Tab. Yep.
You know, Daisy, I did too. I drank Tab, and when they brought out Diet Coke, I didn't know if I would like it or not. I When I drank it compared to Tab, it tasted too much like real Coke, and it took me a while to get used to it. Um, and now that's kind of how I am with Coke Zero. It almost tastes too much like real Coke for me to like it.
Oh,
So,
but
yes.
see, that's kind of why I like. See, if you didn't like taste of Coke, I know we've gone off on a tangent
No, I don't
already.
like the taste. Yeah, I don't like
Yeah,
the taste of real
yeah.
the
But see,
original, not the diet. I like the
see,
diet.
like the Diet Dr Pepper, I like because it tastes just like Dr Pepper to me, or very close. I can't tell a difference. The same thing with Coke Zero. When you get Coke Zero really really cold, you can like it, and it could be
Mhm.
taste just like regular Coke. So that's
Right.
that's why I like it.
Mhm.
But hey, all right. Well, we got 6 people watching us now, and make sure you follow us on the Twitch side and like and subscribe on the YouTube side. And I said again, we're at 146, so let's get 4 more. We'll hit 150 on the YouTube side and really have some fun. Yay! And Buddy says, I like cherry Coke and wild cherry Pepsi. Definitely cherry fan.
Because they kind of have a that Dr. Peppery kind of feel to them without being Dr. Pepper, in my opinion. I may be wrong.
Yeah,
I don't care for them.
but hey, it's all good. It is all good. Everybody likes what they like, and that's the way it is, and
Absolutely,
that's what makes it
absolutely.
all fun and dandy. See, I've never been on the vanilla or the cherry drinks, but hey, all right, yeah, and Buddy, make sure you keep on your dad about not giving up on Fortnite. He can do it. Snort a poop as I stopped slurping Coke when they told their employees to be okay. I know. We just want to drink. And let me say hello to the great Lorena Creole. Hello.
Hi,
Welcome.
Lorena.
Welcome. Thank you for the like, and hopefully you can stay for a minute or two and just lurk, and we will get on to the reviews right now. So, hey, Mrs.,
Hmm.
let's bring up the big image that you got here. There you
Yes,
go.
and I want to say,
Cousin Pablo. Did you know that's
yes, it's Pablo Escobar. I did
Oh,
not know that he had a name, but he does.
it should be probably Pablo because, well, we'll find out later why that happened. But yeah, so so your initial thoughts without giving up too
I
much of
thought
the
it was
detail?
going to be a stupid movie, which it was, but it actually was enjoyable. I liked it. I liked the characters. I, you know, I this it actually had a storyline. Um, it just was it just I enjoyed it. It was stupid. I'm not going to say this is not, any Oscar winning movie here, but it was fun. And if I'm going to waste, spend 2 hours of my life, 2 to 3 hours of my life doing something, I at least want to enjoy it, and I found this very enjoyable.
Yes, let me say real quick hello to B from O. Hey, man,
Hello.
good to see you again. Hey, Dad, man, I saw you're going to be reviewing this movie. Just had to watch. I've been seeing the ads for it on Facebook. Okay, glad you're here. We're going to try to not be too spoilerific, but we'll do the best we can with it. But yeah, I mean, like the missus said, and you had certain expectations, and I felt a lot like you. I didn't know what to expect going in. The commercials looked wonderful and looked hilarious, and I figured it'd probably be something like a stupid Naked Gun movie, but it in the end it actually it it, it it became a solid, legitimate movie. Now, a lot of people may disagree with that, but to your point, the characters were well developed. You could have empathy for the characters. And the plot moved along, and it was kind of
Mhm.
goofy. It was goofy but cool. What
Yeah.
I kind of, and we'll talk about later. There's some parts of it that reminded me of the movie The Departed. I don't think that you saw it, but I'll try to explain that a little bit later when we talk about some more of the details with it. Uh, it was crazy. Yes. Uh,
Yes, the bear ate the cocaine.
yes. Yes. And let me go right into that after I talk about Stunning wants to see them make a Jurassic Park movie where some drops and puts a crack rock on the island and the dinos get high. Hey, you can do it with this one. I saw an article about that with the way the last trilogy of the Jurassic movies were ended, that they are having problems going forward with anything. There you go. Listen to Stunning and Brave. And yes,
A stone stegosaurus. Yeah,
there you
I want
go.
to see it.
All righty. Well, let's talk about that. Bury the cocaine. Well, really, this movie, and I'm going to go from Wikipedia. Most of what I know with is pretty accurate here. It's considered a comedy horror film, actually.
I
Uh,
agree with that.
I
I
got to
agree
say
with
hi to
that.
Whoopa, my friend Whoopa, though. Instead of putting it at the end of the day off cocaine at the snack counter,
They they
no, they didn't.
offered these little bricks of white stuff, but they didn't look appetizing to me.
Oh, gosh. I love you guys in the chat. Y'all are on fire already. But Cocaine Bear is a 2023 American comedy horror film directed and produced by Elizabeth Banks and written by Jimmy Warden. It is actually loosely inspired by a true story of, quote, the Cocaine Bear, an American black bear that ingested millions of dollars of lost cocaine in 1985. This film had a number of people, names you might know, like Kerry Russell, a lot of other people that I've never heard of before, but it also featured as the ultimate of the bad guys. I don't know if it's his last film, but he had died in the meantime. Ray Liotta. Ray
Mhm.
Liotta played a great role in this, and we'll talk more
He
about
did.
that.
He
Yes,
did.
did. Um, so far, it's received generally positive reviews from critics and grossed $28 million worldwide. Um, Let me say hello. Hey, Liam. I miss you
Ah,
too, as always. Thank you for being here. Stunning. I'm just waiting for a phone call from Paramount called Jurassic Crack Rock Island. That's a good one. Uh, Whoopa, very, very loosely. LOL.
yes.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
uh,
I think the only things they actually took
yeah,
from the
I'm going to go. Yeah, go
from the
ahead.
thing was bear and
Yeah.
cocaine. I think
Okay.
that's about the only things.
Well, I'm going to read here with the plot, the plot and reality. Well, before I read the plot, let's go down into the inspiration, the inspiration movie. It's loosely based on a true event that happened. Uh, as it's described, the film is loosely inspired by events surrounding a 175-pound American black bear that died after ingesting a duffel bag full of cocaine in December of 1985. The cocaine had been dropped out of an airplane piloted by Andrew C. Thornton II, a former narcotics officer and convicted drug smuggler, because his plane was carrying too heavy a load. Thornton then jumped out of the plane with a faulty parachute and died. Uh, as I understand it, he landed in a driveway in Knoxville, Tennessee. Uh, so then 3 months later, the bear was found in northern Georgia along with 40 unopened plastic containers of cocaine.
Oh wow.
Current, yeah, hey, and even better, gotta love Kentucky. The bear is currently on display at the Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington, Kentucky,
Oh,
which
poor
named the
bear.
creature Cocaine Bear in 2015. Dull. Yep, absolutely dull. So basically, it does differ in a lot of ways. Notably, the cocaine bear is not to have known to have killed anyone after consuming the drugs, and what transpired in the time leading up to his death from the overdose is unknown. So there is a basis in a way for it. It just it was inspired, heavily inspired, or loosely.
The only thing that it took from it was
Mhm,
bear,
mhm.
cocaine, and the cocaine falling from a plane.
Yeah.
Those are the only things. I mean, that's crazy to
Mhm.
say that it's based on a true story. No, it's not. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's
No.
was still good.
Nope. Nope. It does. It doesn't. But hey, well, with the plot of the movie, I guess I shouldn't do too much of the plot then, should I? Uh, but like it. How do I make this general without saying the whole plot? Generally, oh, here we go. Be from over there. Let's see. There you go. There. That sounds like DB Cooper plane dumping payload, pilot jumping from plane. Yeah, it is like that. It is like that type of thing. Um, you basically have it starts with the pilot, the smuggler throwing out the cocaine from the plane. But what they did is instead of it just not being a failed shoot, he knocked himself out on the way down. So, and the body lands in Knoxville, Tennessee. So
I can give a quick synopsis of the
go ahead,
movie.
go ahead,
Okay.
because you can probably do it better in talking in code than I can.
Okay. Drug smuggler falls out of plane, dies. Bunch of cocaine. Bear eats it, wreaks havoc on those on the mountain, but at the end, everyone lives happily ever after.
There you go. Hey,
Kinda,
kind of.
except for the ones that didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because we saw a lot of, if you've seen the commercials, you know that this is going to be a lot of death and stuff. Like it's going to be interesting. Uh, Basically, you got the bad guy Kingpin that wants his drugs back, didn't want to be in debt to the drug lords and stuff like that. You got basically a single mother, yeah, a single mother, daughter, a friend of the daughters, things like that, and you get all the ranger, other people, all in the woods with the bear, uh, going crazy after consuming the drugs. So it's and then you had kept having other events with the cop from Knoxville coming. You had other people coming up on the scenes and stuff like that. Quite a bit of comedy in there. Um, so basically, the drug dealer sends his guys to go kind of recover the cocaine, and there are a couple of other people that arrive there. And what transpires is a lot of chaos, a lot of kind of craziness with a bear on the loose. Yes, yes, it did have a lot of gore, but it was more the fake. I'll let the missus expand,
Yeah,
but more the fake type of hokey gore.
yes, yes. Did it have gore? Was it graphic like some of the slasher horror movies? It depends on your definition. To me, it was almost like comic book. Yeah, they would show like the bear ripped off a leg, and it was like throw the leg in the scene, and you see the leg, and you see like the where it was bitten off. To me, it was almost comic booky the way it was. There were some scenes that kind of you kind of went ooh, but I don't think they were gross. It never like it's not like the type of movies that sometimes just make you ill. This
Hmm.
didn't make you ill. It almost was like you kind of went, oh, oh, that's gross, and then it's you're over it. It's to
Yeah.
me, it was more like a comic book. It wasn't the graphic, even though there was, you know,
Hmm.
there was some.
Yeah. I think.
Like when limbs were removed, they were, you could tell that, it wasn't, it didn't look like it was fake. There was, some stuff coming out of it, but it wasn't I don't think it was horrific. And I hate slasher movies. So, that was one thing I was a little worried about coming in here, how graphic it was going to be. Um, but
There
I
was
wouldn't say it was really graphic.
there was only one scene that you it was kind of cringe. I think.
There was one, but I don't want to say it. I
No,
don't
I
want to
know.
say it. I mean, there's some that, but you kind of went, ooh, but
Ugh. But
you
I
know,
actually, I actually, there was a jump scare in there that I.
oh yeah, there
You
were
heard
jump
me?
scares. I'm not, but that's not gore. Jump
No, no,
scares
no.
and gore are two
But that
different
was one
things.
thing I was talking about with that distracted. Did you jump scare any? Because I know I did. You heard me that one time yell out.
I did. There was a couple times. I was kind of waiting. I was waiting for it, and then it didn't happen. And when I wasn't expecting it, there was it. It's yes. So there were a couple.
That
Mhm.
was quite funny, I will tell you. But I usually don't react like that in a movie, but that did that got me. So I'll hold off a little bit more with that and what our thoughts were with it, but a little bit more. That's kind of the general gist of it. What we got here is a few of the images, and I'm bringing these from IMDb just to show a few of the things.
Daisy, it's not a slasher flick. I would
Nope,
not. I wouldn't.
nope,
I do not categorize as that.
no.
There are gory scenes, but there's more of a story than
Hmm.
um than
Yeah,
there is the body parts, for
and we'll
want of a
talk.
better word.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that as we go along a little bit. But with because yeah, it. I'm going to compare it to a movie in a few minutes, but we'll get right there. How's that
Hmm.
sound?
Go.
But here's one of the movie trailers or the movie posters here. The cocaine bear. You see, all in the white. Because I know he taking a cocaine bath with that. That's was quite interesting to see. Now the bear was well. Let's make sure we talk CGI and stuff that in a little bit. But they did a good job with it. I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I like what Snorter Poopa says. Bear finds cocaine. Bear ingests cocaine. Bear has friends over for a party. Bears drive to Mexico to score some more blow. Yeah, that'd be a cool
Yep.
movie too. And like Daisy said, yeah, that would be fantastic. Oh my gosh. Hey, all right. Well, we got 9 people here with us watching. So thank you for everybody. And we're going to go through a little bit more with it. A couple of images here. Like we were talking about the ranger, and this is a wildlife expert that went through the park to check on things. And you got Carrie Russell here. That's the mother of the girl that was
And they didn't make I know this was something on another show. They didn't make the parents boobs.
yeah.
They didn't make them idiots. They
Mhm.
were parents, and they weren't perfect, but they were parents. They've got a single mom and a single dad in this. And they didn't make a mockery of them, which being a parent, I kind of liked.
Yeah, because I know that's one of the common themes a lot of times these days is, what can turn people off of the movie is just the disrespect. And, I
Mm,
mean, it's like, there was the kid being a little rebellious by, skipping school, but, it was not really anything over the top. Oh,
mhm.
gosh. Looks like Parks and Rec. LOL. Oh, we got another scene here towards the end of the movie, the Joe Kingpin's here, and there you Ray Liotta off on the right. His son is in the blue jean jacket in the back, and you got another officer. Won't talk much about that because it's just the thing. And the one of the drug lords guys is in the back left. Um, Interesting event happened while his hands bandaged, but I will not tell you what happened. So, but it's quite a cool story to see what had happened with that. And Stunning always skips school. So hey, and good evening to you, Castle. Welcome,
Hello, Castle.
welcome. Good to
Hello.
see you. So, this is like I said, towards the end of the movie. And then here, this is a scene from the beginning, of the movie. A couple out on a walk, and you know,
They're newlyweds. So guess what happens? What happens in every movie with newlyweds? We're not going to say anymore. Just guess.
they were the first people to actually witness the cocaine bear up front, up close and personal.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was. And the North Georgia mountains are always beautiful because I did not research it yet, but it looked like they did some of this on site because I mean with the national park symbols and the forest, I mean beautiful country up there. If you've never been
Mhm.
there, definitely a good place to go. So it's and then we got one here to where they're trying to get the
I
mom.
tell you, those
Mhm.
two kids, they were a hoot in this movie. They were a hoot. They were a it was a, they were just fun to watch.
Yep,
They just looked like they were just real. They're talking, their interaction, um, when they, found the cocaine, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. I mean, if nothing else, it's worth to watch it for those kids. They were really good.
yep,
I really enjoyed them in this movie, and a lot of times the kids just don't. They just don't
yeah.
hit it, you know.
This reminded me of like.
Especially with this where it
Mhm.
is comedy and scary, and they kind of had to do a little bit of both, you
Well, you
know.
remember the most recent Ghostbusters movie? That was one of the
Mhm.
most impressive things with the kid actors in it, especially the
Yes.
lead, the granddaughter of Egon. It
Mhm.
really was incredible the way they could act, and it wasn't because you remember Godzilla just drove me. Did you? If I think you saw the one in Godzilla, the girl actress,
Mhm.
you wanted them to just eat her, please, or step on her, or do something.
Mhm.
And hey, Snorta Poopa says that's what newlyweds get,
Uh-huh.
and Daisy says R.I.P. Sarpus. I wonder if they were a veiled reference to the late Timothy Treadwell and his equally late girlfriend. I have no, I have no clue where that is, but it may be. I have no idea. I might be the newlyweds in the mountains, but hey, oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody that's here tonight with us. So that's a lot of '80s type of
Oh,
humor, music too.
oh, Timothy. Okay, you want me to tell you who Timothy Treadwell
Oh, hold on
is?
one second. While you're doing it, hi Brian, good to see you. It's like Friday the 13th, but with a coked up bear, except it's not like a slasher violent in terms of the gore. It really is a kind of a hokey gore where you know it's not real type thing. Some of the horror movies, the slashers, almost feel too real to me. That's why I don't really get into them myself. But this was
Mhm.
just a thing. So yeah, go ahead. Who is that?
Timothy Treadwell and his girlfriend, they were uh uh a couple that they were killed by bears. They were like documentarists and stuff, and they would, I guess, go out nature documentarists, and they got killed by bears, and it was recorded.
Oh wow. Oh man.
So I don't think so um because these people were kind of idiots in this movie. They were
Oh,
not aware of um how to
yeah.
be around
I,
animals.
and I was like, the whole movie is like, or like they finally got together wherever after the kid went all across the world. And I'm like, please, parents, leave her some. But yeah. And Brian, welcome to Camp Crystal Meth, especially if you're in Florida. But hey, And Daisy's not a Godzilla fan. Daisy is a Godzilla fan. The humans are always annoying. Absolutely, you couldn't have a Godzilla movie without annoying humans. I believe so. That's that is true. That is so true. So, but yeah, um, yeah, yeah. B from I was saying that yeah, the couple got attacked. Camera that found had the attack on it. Oh man, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, and Castle saying yeah, Florida, crystal meth and trailer parks. You're right, yeah, right about that. And the humans are better in the Ultraman movies. I liked Ultraman. I gotta get back into that.
Hmm.
But okay, now let's look at another one here with the. Oh man. Well, okay, spoiler in a way, I guess, but
Oh
remember.
no, you can't spoil what's going on in this. You can't because it is so funny when it happens. And
Okay,
if they know
okay,
it's going to happen,
okay,
it's just this is a hilarious scene, people. We can't spoil it. Go watch the
okay.
movie. It is the
This
kids
scene,
and
yeah,
this scene. It is it's
yeah,
worth it. I'm telling
yeah.
you.
This scene by itself, yeah, yeah. This Sunny, this. Okay, thank you for stopping me, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because this scene, it's you've got to go see it. What makes it so funny is it's not expected.
yeah.
It's yes.
Oh man. See another scene where the bear's getting the claws out, and uh, let's say the bear was after somebody that had some stuff on him. So, this Pablo's having a nice cocaine crash.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's what it
It's
was.
actually Pauline,
Yeah,
but
Pauline.
um
Yes, we'll see. Talk about that a little bit later because yeah, towards the end, when they were in a cave, the cave that we saw a little bit, the cubs had some bear cubs that had gotten into it, and one of the kids said they look like polar bears. And
yes.
I immediately thought of Snort Poop was out there when this polar bear comment. So
Yes.
yeah, um, oh yeah, Brian saying yeah, Kong Skull Island is the best MonsterVerse movie. Yeah, that was an interesting one I saw too. So, but yeah, because you see, that's the CGI bear. Let's take this opportunity. What do you think with the CGI in this movie?
I thought it was really good. There were a few times where you went, yeah, that's CGI. And more of the reason that I say that is because what the actions were, you just could not get a bear to do that in real life on cue. Um,
Yeah,
but I thought the CGI was I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. I did not they were not I did not go there's some movies I watch that I go, okay, CGI. This one I didn't. Even though I knew it was, it didn't jar me. It
hmm,
was actually I think done really good. Done really good.
yeah,
And if the baby bears, the cubs, whatever they're called, the cubs, I think a lot of that was CGI,
yeah,
and it was really good. And that's only me right now just thinking back. Um, but I think they were.
yeah. And Snort Poopus, yeah, is bigger than the real bear. They take liberties in some of these things, definitely do. But Snort Poopus, I'll do a lot of things on cue if you feed me tasty noms. Call me Hollywood. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I will say though, like you said, the bear did some things like going from tree to tree that distance. It like pulled a Michael Jordan. That was you know, but I thought the CGI blended. I think it fit in. The
Yes.
bear did not look out of place. The
Mhm.
bear really looked uh, good with it all. So, and hello, Squeaka. Does the bear win?
Hey.
I'm always rooting for the bear. No, sadly, Actually, you know what?
Yes, the bear does
In the
win.
movie, the bear wins.
In real
In the
life, the bear
story,
did not,
no, the bear
but in
didn't
the
win.
movie, the bear wins.
Yes, but yes, and they were little cubby bears. So I know you had to love would love to see the cubby bears, all covered
Yeah,
in cocaine, and that's why they call them polar bears. So
yes.
ah, is that? Oh, let me say real quick. Hi to Maddie's daddy, Steve Mitchum. Hey, lurking while driving. Thank you for the like, and uh, yeah, we did. We definitely did, and thanks for lurking with us tonight. Appreciate it.
Is that telling everybody in the comments if you didn't drop a like,
Uh,
like?
oh, I thought he was talking to me. Anyway, you know how
Uh,
little I am. But we got
uh,
12 people watching. Thank you all for spending this time with us tonight. If you're over on Twitch, follow us over there on the YouTube side. Please get the word out. We're at 146. Let's get to 150. Uh, I love how Snort
no,
Poop
no, no, Snorterpoopus. We said that it was a happy ending.
yeah. Uh, oh, there you go,
Uh,
Squeak. Drop a like or you send out the Coke Bears. Yep,
yep.
absolutely. I got General Snortopoopus on the case. Wait, is this a remake of the Coke? One scene it could be. It was really touching with the little. Now you got to admit, with the little polar bears, the little cubs, that was cute, right?
The cub. I like the cubs. I
Yeah,
thought they were cute. They were
exactly.
wasted most of the time, but
But yeah, oh gosh, this was such a crazy
yeah.
movie. But yeah, the CGI was good. Plot. Um, let me see. Let me give one more. See, there's another with Ray Liotta again. I'm not quite sure if this is his last movie before he passed away, but they had an honor to him at the end. But he played the overall bad guy. Uh, you know, exactly.
But he
Oh, but
wasn't her. But he wasn't a caricature of it. To be
no,
honestly,
no.
he wasn't. That's what This movie could have really gone south with a
Hmm.
caricature of so many different things. Some of them they kind of pushed the limit with the characters, but they were they weren't these outrageous caricatures. I mean, he could have just been really just out there, crazy,
Hmm.
you know, drug king, but he wasn't. Um, he was bad. He was a bad guy, but I think they did really good with the writing and the way they developed the characters.
Hmm. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit more. And Daisy said, "Yeah, it is. It was his last movie. Yeah, but Castle, it was not a Disney movie, so we can borrow the word reimagining. But yeah, that's funny. A reimagining of the Coca-Cola Bears. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I like Ray Liotta played a really good role in this. It
Hmm.
was not, a movie like this. Like I think when you said earlier that you expected hokey. I know expected like Naked Gun, like the best we saw was on the TV. That it's going to be a
Hmm.
stupid whatever movie. It was a serious plot. It even though it's
Hmm.
inspired on something, but the way that they wrote it had a legitimate plot, had a real plot. These actors, I mean, Ray Liotta is great as this drug lord. He there's one the fear of like the people coming after them for the lost drug came through clearly. I
Hmm.
mean, that's why, like Daisy, to your point about the slasher, the gore and stuff, and we'll go into the overall plot, like with the movie here, or what you think with it. The like she said, the plot was solid. It was one of the best written movies that I've seen in quite a long time,
The
and
gore,
the actors really helped make it,
mhm.
convincing. But yeah, go
the
ahead.
the gore was secondary in the movie. I mean, it was there because you had a killer cocaine induced bear, but it was not the prominent feature of the movie. Um,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
that was said. It was. I hate to. I don't mean I hate to say it, but the writing wasn't bad. The writing wasn't bad. The character development, I think, was really good. I mean, even some of the people that you didn't really like at the beginning, by the end of the movie, you went, "Oh, I kind of like these people." They're not. You were kind of rooting for them.
Hmm. Well,
They actually developed as characters.
yeah. Without spoiling it, I know one in the scene is one you were pulling for personally, and
Hmm.
and you had pretty good thing. And of course, another great scene was the bathroom scene, which we won't
It
spoil
was a
it, but
good fight.
it was
It
a
was a good fight.
great
Mhm.
fight scene in there. So, that's watch where you go these days, I guess. But yeah, that was
Now watch her you pull a knife on.
yeah, exactly that too. And see, that was them there going out into the looking for everybody else, and
The two of the guys were they were tasked to go well to go find to go find whoops to go find
I'll go. You want me to go back?
the cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were out there looking for it. Um, Stuff happened. Bears found the cocaine. People found the cocaine. You know, the cocaine was the best kept secret in the park. Um, and so it was the people trying to find the cocaine, trying not to die by the bear.
Yep.
And uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll go back to that scene. Yeah, that was yeah, because and what it was, you had several different plot lines working all together at the same time. But you know how we watched that one Korean TV show. We tried to watch that one Korean TV show that had multiple plot lines, but they were all boring. They didn't come
Hmm.
together. They just kind of kept pushing, like. But this one for you had like three different groups you were following, but it did not abandon them for too long. It reminds me of
Hmm.
like The Walking Dead. See, when they got later on in the seasons, it was like you never got enough of the characters you really liked.
Hmm.
And but this one did a good job balancing everybody and time and everything, screen time and everything else. Which
Yeah.
I thought was really really cool. So, but hey, it's a
And I said they all they I mean every one of these people on this screen right now could have been a caricature, and
mhm.
they didn't. They were good. I mean, like I say, you have um, the young kid who is kind of strayed. You have the one guy who is the single dad who wants to get out of everything. You have the henchman. I don't know what to call him. The what was the he worked for the drug guy.
Oh yeah,
Trying
yeah,
trying to
the
get
baseball shirt.
trying to get the drugs back and everything.
Hmm.
And you
And the
know
detective, don't the
well,
detective.
but they all developed as characters
Yeah,
in this. That
absolutely.
they all. I mean, I the teenager, you could have freaking hated them. I hated them at the beginning. I wanted them
Mhm.
all to be, their limbs ripped off by the cocaine bear. By the end of the movie, I was rooting for him to get out. You
Yes.
know,
And by the way, hi to Lisa. Hey,
hey
welcome.
Lisa.
Glad you're here tonight. Welcome, welcome. And then B from O says, "Was it that the bear hid in the Coxville in the den with the cubs in which she protected her cubs from? The people and bad guys think she's keeping them from the coke." Um,
Was
I
it
think it
the
was more that the bear took it back to its hideout, to its lair, and uh,
because he
uh,
liked it? She liked
it's okay. It
Marilyn
wasn't a bad comment. I think she just took it back for protecting. She wanted to protect the source. You know, the power
Yes,
of it.
she wanted to
Yeah,
protect her cubs, of course. But I don't think it was the coke was just there. I
no,
mean,
it's
because she took it there. Like
yeah.
she would take, anything there. So,
But yeah, it's let's see how many more I've got with that. I just wanted to go back to that, and like I said, it you've got real national park signs here,
mhm.
so
Is there really a blood mountain? I'm
well,
gonna look.
yeah, go ahead and look. If there's not, then they really did a good job because it looked like a national
Yeah, it
park
looks like
down to
there is.
the stupid
Yeah, there
ranger.
is.
The ranger station itself looked like a real national park ranger station.
Yeah,
Again,
it is.
another credit to this movie, the attention to details. I mean, how many times have we bashed movies because they're sloppy with the details? They don't seem unrealistic. But for now, we attention to details. Great plot, very good CGI. You know, compared to Another movie, and let's do it right now. Let's compare it to what we saw the other night. Okay. Oh God, it's stunning. Mama Bear is a single mother. She needs to relax every now and then. Well, let's compare what we saw. Let's take plot. Let's take details. Let's take um, the CGI and all that. The last movie we watched a couple days ago was the Quantum Verse with Wasp and Ant Man.
Mm.
What? Which movie did you like better?
Um, this one, I liked Cocaine Bear better.
Yeah. How?
I
What?
liked it. I hated the Ant-Man and the Wasp. There was not one character in that movie that I gave a crap about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one second. Um, I didn't care about I did not have any feelings for any of the characters in the Ant-Man. Um, at all. And in this movie, I even cared about I, I had I had concerns and feelings about I think every character, whether it be good or bad. But in that man, I didn't care one way or the other. This actually had character development. It actually had a story, and it had humor appropriately in appropriate spots, and it just was. Is it like I say? Is it going to win an Oscar? Hell no. But was it fun? 95 minutes of my day? Absolutely.
And that's the problem. The Oscars go to the movies that nobody really can relate to or give a crap about. This one was a nice joyride where the popcorn and snuggling up was an extra bonus, but the movie itself was really 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 good.
Mhm.
Let me say this real quick about the relax. Yeah, Castle. Yeah, yeah, you see that because the uh, the bear could do amazing things that bears can't do in real life when it got going on it, but it could crash and crash hard. That's when the relaxation parts comes in.
Mhm.
And Brian says if it's a fail if they don't have Alan Jackson as a Chattahoochee sheriff. No, they had somebody else as the national park ranger right there who did a good job with it. Really, it was uh, you know
Her
not,
character her character was one of those that was almost over the top.
yeah, but it was
I don't think we're going to be any spoilers. She was basically a horny ranger that was trying to get a guy.
well, she was stuck in the middle of nowhere, Georgia. She wanted the bigger
Yeah.
glamour jobs, and she's stuck in Blood
So,
Mountain.
but
And
I think she was almost too much. Um, spoiler alert, I was glad when she died. Um,
oh
that's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, that was a remark. You thought she was going, and when she
Eh,
finally did, it was like, oh my gosh, check
yes.
your eye. It was interesting, I will say. But yeah, it was a fun movie. But I will tell you, they called it a horror. Well, let's see. Let me see. I'm
A
not
comedy
sure.
horror.
Comedy horror, I think, is what it was described as, and I think that's comedy horror film. Yeah, I think that's a good description of it.
Mhm.
Because I'll tell you what, I relate to Jaws. Well, I never saw Jaws in the theater, but I knew enough of it to not want to go in the water for many, many years. Uh, but this movie was quite intense at times, and not intense in a bad way, not like an over the top, but it was intense where like I said, there were several jump scares. I know there's one time I screamed out and
Yeah.
because I was, and the scene right at the door.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, and it had that intensity that a lot of movies don't do well, that are serious, that have bigger budgets. I think the
Mhm.
actors did well in those scenes, but they kept the silence. They created an atmosphere for that.
That's a thing. See, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
it was.
directing,
Go ahead.
the acting, the writing. The first thing is the writing. the writing, it was solid. Like I say, it's not Oscar worthy, but it was solid writing. And it actually had a beginning, middle, and end. It had character development. It had character arcs for as much as you could do in a movie that lasted a a day,
Hmm.
or two.
Yeah.
Basically a day. You know, but so the writing was good. The acting was good. Once again, are any of them going to win Oscars? No, but I believed them that they were the characters.
Hmm.
The directing, I think it was good. They
One other
did the
thing.
suspense. They
Mhm.
had suspenseful moments. And then they would, start you. There wasn't too much. You
Mhm.
know, I was really afraid that there was going to be a lot of like body parts everywhere. It was going to be very graphic when the bear attacked somebody. Um, and it really wasn't. There was stuff that was left kind of to the imagination, which I always like because usually you can imagine it a lot worse than it can ever be shown on um, a screen.
And that's
Um,
where I think I was really surprised pleasantly was, you know, how effective they were to pull off those
hmm
dramatic scenes or those scary scenes when you knew the bear was coming, or the drama was the bear going to come from here, or did it, and it pop,
yeah.
really having the intensity. Because I've seen other movies that are supposed to be have that horror element or scary, but it was like it was so hokey. You knew what was going to come and all that. But this one just truly was an entertaining movie. I mean, I had no expectations other than like I said, I thought it was just going to be stupid, just a bunch of death and all this stuff. But I will say there's some. It reminded me of The Departed in a way, where he like had like one scene in that movie with like five deaths like in like the span of 5 seconds. It was like
hmm
there's a time with you had a couple like bang 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 like
Yeah.
that, and it was like whoa. And your point, the goriness. I think when it happens, it happens, but then it seems to just move on. It gets beyond it. It does not
hmm
factor on the glory for very,
Right.
very, very long. And yeah, and it's the type of gore that you could probably, if you get squeamish, just turn your head a little bit, then you'll be back to the movie because it
hmm
really was overall good. Um, and like you said, compared to the Ant-Man, like with the Ant-Man when we saw it the other night, I'm not an expert on CGI, that stuff and all that. But there's sometimes the movies that get so overwhelming with all this other stuff. It's so many
hmm
lights and stuff. It gets hard, gets distracting, gets too busy. This was just a nature film with a bear, and you really, the bear fit in. Because so many of those.
I'm sorry. It's just a nature film with a bear, cocaine. That's all.
Hey, it's a dad manism tonight. So hey, I won't laugh. So hey, if we're laughing, that's cool. But it really, in the end, was I think good movie. What if you had to? Is there anything else you think we should cover about it? I mean, we
I
without
like you
going
say,
on the
I
details.
don't. There's things I would like to say, but I really don't want to ruin the movie because some of the stuff that is kind of like experiencing it the first time. And if you know it's going to happen, then you're kind of like,
Hmm.
I think you'll lose something. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah. You don't know
you
what's
know,
going in. Yeah, or
yeah,
if you know
yeah,
everything going in. And how many movies have we ever seen where you see the previews and you know everything going in? There's no surprise. There's no.
right. And this does, it's not predictable.
Hmm.
It's not predictable. Um, there are some things are, but and generally it will surprise you. It'll surprise you, and I just
Yeah.
um like I say, I enjoyed it, and I go to a movie to have fun. I go to a movie to suspend my belief. I just I don't want to, you know. There's enough
Hmm.
drama and everything in life. I don't need it. So I just want to go and enjoy it. And I really enjoyed this movie. I mean,
Hmm.
I did, and I would so go see it. It's silly fun. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I didn't. I had. I thought it'd be fun and riot. I thought it'd be more like a Naked Gun type of movie where everything's
Mhm.
spoofed and over the top. How can we top this, top that? And what we ended up getting was really a serious, not a serious movie. We got a good, solid comedy. I mean, we got a great movie out on top of the idea of a daggum jacked up cocaine bear,
Mhm.
and that's I think the biggest thing that surprised me. Ooh, you okay?
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. But that's the biggest surprise for me. There are some hokey scenes, no doubt about it, uh, and stuff like that. But you know what? It's to be expected in a movie, but it was a really good movie. And like you said, you don't want to know everything that comes out before it because there'll be no surprise. But I tell you, that intensity of the drama, especially in that one scene, was like edge of your seat
Mhm.
um, a drama, and you just didn't know what was
You were
coming
hold I
next.
was actually holding my breath during
Hmm.
that scene, because it just was like, just waiting for whatever to happen. I was holding my breath, kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
And that's the thing is there it comes down to the like I said, that ambiance, the theater experience. I do think this is one to go see in the theaters.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I really think you should go see this in the theater if you're going to watch it, if you can
Mhm.
afford it or whatever. Because being in a theater situation, I, I know people have invest in their own sound systems and stuff, and if you have it really good at your house, you could probably do it. But this one was one of those because of that intensity was great to have that theater experience, the dark
Mhm.
around you, and just be able to react to because it does make a difference. At least to me, the bigger screen, the sound, and things like that. You know, because it's all about, at least to me, is about the experience in the theater. And I remember one case that you remember when I Am Legend was one of the best movies I've ever seen that I jumped the whole
Mhm.
freaking time. But I saw it with grandma man walking in law, your mother.
Yep.
So that, and my mother in law was like grabbing my leg the whole freaking time. It's like it was so intense. But then the next time when the missus and I went, it's
Wait, Dadman, real quick.
yeah.
Um, Mr. Snorterpoopus, Cuber
Hey,
is
sort of
going to
poopas.
bed, so I wanted to say, um, good night, and thank you for
Absolutely.
coming and watching.
Absolutely. Great to have you here. Glad you were here for it. And call cousin Pauline next time you see her. Make sure she's on her best behavior, taking care of those cubbies.
Yep.
And Daisy said she's glad she liked it. But yeah, that was talking about movie theater experience was and by Snortapoopas. But the next time when you and I went, I will tell you, I it lost a lot seeing it the second
Mhm.
time because I knew what was going to happen and
Yep.
all. But then again, it got ruined for you because of that lady in a theater that would not stop laughing. It's
I
like
think she was on her phone.
I don't know what it was, but if she was so nervous about a movie like that, don't go in there and laugh the whole time because it just completely ruined the
Yeah.
effects for you that night.
Mhm.
So it's all about the
Yep.
ambiance. Of course, we had great popcorn today, right?
Of course.
Yep, and had our drinks. So it was a lovely day. Got our discount for being movie club members, and hey,
I
did
would give,
go ahead.
if I had to rate this movie on a
Yes.
scale of, like A, B, C, D,
Well, what about
or F.
popcorn buckets? How about out of 5 popcorn buckets?
Okay, out of
Not Whoopa's little other side concession stand stuff, but let's do 5 popcorn
5
buckets.
popcorn buckets, okay. Um, I'm gonna tell you my reasons. Okay, I thought the writing was good. I thought the directing was not bad. I thought the characters, the actors were good. I thought they acted well. The CGI was not cringy. Um, and so I would give it a 4.25 out of 5.
Wow. That's four jumbo popcorns and a small popcorn maybe. But that's cool. All right.
I mean, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but
Yeah, there were
I like the characters. I actually was, had some feeling for them,
yeah,
cared what happened to them
yeah.
or whatever, or cheered for things that happened to them. So yeah, um, I thought it was a good movie.
Well, like you said, it wasn't perfect. There was little things you could take. Like the kind of ending scene was kind of like, hello, with response people and stuff. But all that was really nitpicky. To me, to find things like that. Uh, you've said it very well, better than I can. I, the main thing I was surprised about was it wasn't just a BS, stupid, dumb movie. Like a Naked Gun. The
Mhm.
slapstick stuff, over the top. Just no redeeming value. But it really was well written, well acted, a consistent plot, and
Mhm.
was just darn right entertaining, I think. And Lisa says, great recommendations. Yes. And like I said, I do think that this is a movie to go see in the theaters. I will say Ant-Man and Wasp. I know I talked about it with Mark last week and had something. I was not, it was a good movie. I was entertained by it, but this one I liked much better. This one was much more of an entertaining movie.
If I had to recommend one out of these 2, it'd be
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, and I recommend seeing it in the theater unless you got a state of the art place, because of some of those intense scenes where you can get the full effect of jumping and stuff like that. If you're into getting scared a little bit at a movie, and there were good laughs too. So to follow up on you for so many of those same reasons and what I just said there, I would give it 4.5 popcorn buckets. I'd say
Oh, very nice.
4 big ones and a medium. Um,
Mm.
and I really enjoyed this movie. It
Mhm.
it's just I'm shocked. It's
Don't go in looking
yeah,
for a serious
yeah,
movie. You
yeah,
know, it's not it is not a serious movie. It's a fun movie. It's an
yeah.
enjoyable movie. It's a movie I didn't mind, you know, wasting 3 hours of my life on, or involving 3 hours. I hate saying wasting is negative. Yeah, of taking 3 hours of my life to do. And
Hmm.
I was just enjoyable. I think
Yep.
people would enjoy it if
I
they have
Yeah,
this, if they have any kind of sense of humor, or um, like me. I didn't mean never, that almost came out bad. You know, it just fit my sense of humor, and just it was enjoyable.
yep. I agree.
And I think the bear should be nominated for an
Best
Academy Award.
best actor, I
Best
think.
actor, yes,
Ah,
or
and
actress. I'm sorry.
actress, yes, that's right. Yes, it's a mama bear. But and yeah, stunning. It came up short. I was entertained though with it. It wasn't. I've seen worse movies than that, but it was just kind of one of those things. It came up short. Yeah, Ant Man's short, but hey.
Ha ha! That was
Oh,
funnier than the whole movie.
oh, that was one movie I just got lost with. There's too many. I don't know. I guess sometimes too many visual effects get. I just I don't keep up with it well. And like I said, though, I was entertained with it. But by all means, this bear movie was definitely worth the money, the time, and things like that. Again, don't, like you said, don't go in with expectations of the best. Don't go in expectations of, just go in to be entertained and go with the flow. I felt like it was kind of like a little bit of not necessarily Naked Gun, but some of those movies. It's almost like kind of the Matrix, where you got this big over impossible action that happens, and then a little bit of Jaws with a scary suspense, with a little bit of the slasher because of the blood at times. But it's not overdone. Like I said, I hate making that
I
analogy though, but
I
it
don't
was like
think
a combination of a bunch of different genres,
I don't
essentially.
think it was afraid to kind of poke fun at itself.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, I mean, it was a stoner movie. It was, it had some of the gore movie. Had comedy. It had, you know, the buddy movie thing. It had the juvenile delinquent side of it. It had, a little bit of attempted romance. I mean, but it was not afraid to poke fun at itself. Um,
Hmm.
and it worked. I think.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. So, um, I guess that puts the bow on this one then. So, Cocaine Bear, you have 4.25 stars. I have 4.5 stars. And really, you know, was a lot of fun. You know, I've seen much more expensive, more higher budget movies that just you just turn off. Just flat out disappointing.
I think
Stunning.
this movie actually, I don't know how much it costs to make it, but I think it's going to be certified a hit. I think it's going to make it. I think it's going to make a bit of money.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I'm trying to see what the budget film budget was. Give me a second, because I don't think it was had a very large budget. Um, Let me see real quick. I'm trying to. Oh no, can't get it from there. Um, I don't think it had the highest budget. Let's see. Yeah, the CNIMAC. I couldn't get the budget on it, but let's see. But yeah, it's. I think it's definitely going to make a good
It
profit.
said it. Listen, this is considered a mid-budget film. It said it cost roughly $35 million to make. Much
Wow.
of it was used on the CGI bear.
Yeah, and it looks like at least one report had it's grossed 28 million worldwide already, and it's only 3 days.
So
Wow. Yeah, I think on Friday, I think that's true. That made more than Ant Man. Yeah, because you know what, people are looking for something fresh and funny, and this one is absolutely hit it all. And listen, I don't. I like to leave all of politics and life out of everything and stuff like that, especially here on my channel, whether it's gaming reviews and stuff like that. But this thing had no political agenda, left or right,
no,
whatever. It had no sermons really. It
no,
was just
it had nothing about
it was
Yeah,
just a fun movie.
exactly. It
It
was
was just
just
a
fun.
fun movie, and I think that's
It
what a lot of people really want these days. Is just entertain us, not lecture us or browbeat
mhm,
us. So, all righty. Well, that's it. I guess we're at about 70 minutes now. And Mrs., any other thoughts?
mm-mm,
And yes, word of mouth will help it for a second week, because that's usually the first sign to happen. As from what I've watched of other channels that really do movie reviews and budgets and stuff, it's that second week you have that second week drop off. That's usually a thing. And hello to Yemi. Hey Yemi,
hey!
I will preach. I will preach, my friend, my coworker. Glad to see you, buddy. Hey, welcome. Hopefully you've been able to hear a lot of this. If not, if you come in late, go back and watch the video from the beginning when we cover a lot, the plot, everything else. It's really a great overall movie. And yeah, and exactly. Yep, that second week drop off. So yeah, you got the tail end of the bear on this one, Yemi. But we're starting to wrap up. But yeah, but glad you're here though, man. Glad you're here.
The only thing that's gonna help Ant-Man
Mm-hmm.
is the international audience. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
this will necessarily reach an international audience as much as Ant-Man will.
Right.
That's where there's going to be the difference in the box
But the difference
office.
is, with only a $35 million budget, you can make it with a great domestic box office.
Hmm.
That's the thing, is your production costs were lower with this. You didn't have that much CGI, but when they did was towards the bear, and they did a great job with it. So yeah, Yemi basically Mrs. liked it very well at 4.25. I liked it at 4.5. Definitely something it's fun to laugh at. And thank you, Daisy. Glad you were here. Glad all of y'all were here. Um, I don't know, maybe we'll do some more of these as time goes and stuff like that down the road. But let me one last time. Anything else that you can think of last second, Mrs.?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Just
No,
want to.
I'm sorry. No, I was reading
Oh
another
no, that's
one.
okay. Yeah,
Ooh,
exactly.
I almost hung up on you. Whoops.
Well, at least it wouldn't be like the stream where my whole system crashed with
Yes.
when Culture and Clobby had to keep it running with Ash. So that was an interesting experience. So
Yes.
and
But
thank you,
you go right on.
Castle, as always. So let me take another moment real quick to update you on a few things. Always follow me on Twitter, Dadman Walking 55. A lot of for latest updates, what's coming up, stream information when I go live. A lot of times it'll be live. It'll be sometimes short notice. Like this was kind of a short notice stream tonight, but Monday, if I can talk, March is looking like to be a very, very busy month. Now, my plan is to do streams 4 or 5 nights a week during the weeknights at various times, a mixture of gamings and other things. But Mondays at 7 p.m., I'll be joined by the great Whoopa Troopa. We're going to talk about college basketball and March Madness. Since it is March, we're going to cover the last 2 weeks of regular season action in the Big 12 and the SEC, and look around nationally a bit, and then leading up into and through the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Also, Whoop and I will be doing, if you heard of this yet, more football. The XFL is back, and we're going to take a look at it for the next 8 or so weeks on Friday nights at 7 o'clock also. So if you like football, join us. If you like, even if you, it's a great time to learn rules about football and stuff. The XFL is something a little bit different with some goofy kickoff rules and some other things. But, if you have, it's a great time. If you want to know anything about football, come and join us and just ask questions about football. We love to answer questions and rules and things like that. Same thing with the basketball. Ask us, because I only have one more Saturday to officiate. Yay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I love it, but it's kind of stressful sometimes. But hey, when you got the whistle, you're in command of everything. But also, Wednesdays will probably be more chill chats and show and tells this month. I'm planning on Wednesday night to do a show and tell of with a game called Axis and Allies, a board game that I have. It's a big strategy game. That should be at 7 o'clock. I think I'll go 7 o'clock with that. Because on Monday, March 6th, in the daytime, I'll be off work, so I'll be doing a game stream, Axis and Allies, with Rambling Canuck, and we'll be doing that in the daytime before the March Madness show. The missus and I will be doing a date night fortnight on Tuesday night, the 21st, scheduled right now at 8. Sometimes we may go early at 7, depends on how we feel or what's going on. So keep an eye
what
for
day
that.
was that again?
The 21st, of Tuesday.
Okay.
And the next detour with the Dadmans will be the final Wednesday of the month on the 29th, where the missus and I will be taking a look back at our vote.
Are you sure that date night wasn't on the 14th?
It was. We moved it. We moved it back. Yeah.
We moved it to the 21st?
Yes, we moved it to the 21st. Yes, because on the 14th, I have got a scheduled guest of an interview that I'm going to do.
Yes.
So I'm going to wait to announce that a little bit, but it will definitely be something new for me. It'll be a great experience. And then on the 22nd of March, a Wednesday, currently will be scheduled to be another Talking Some Movies with a very special friend of the channel. I'm not going to announce it right now. Close to the time I will, but at least that's on the schedule to do it. When something I'm really looking forward to, and more details to come on that and some of the other events that will be going on this month. And then actually it'll be like Fortnite when I can. That's a big difference because so much have been Fortnite. And Brian says Arlington at Houston XFL is on ESPN2 right now. And yes, I'm going to be turning that on so I can watch a little bit of that. So, hey, football's football. And then the USFL is after the XFL.
Yay.
So, yay. So I think that's a quick run through everything I've got. Most of these shows will be on Twitch and YouTube. I will try to get some gaming onto the Twitch side too. So if you're on Twitch but haven't gone over there, follow us over there. Let's get those. We're at 67 followers there. Here on YouTube, let's see. if we can get to 150, share with your friends, get them to sub to the channel. And I'm going to see real quick. Let's see where we're at. Because today we got another sub today. And so we moved up to 146. And that's where we stand right now. So, all right. I thank you all then. And absolutely, we got a lot of good nights. Let me go back to these are great because I had to go through that speech. Great review. Great show as always. Thank you. Good night to you too, Stunning. Good night to you, Daisy Blossom. And Lisa said, thank you. Have a great night, you too. We will. And I guess with that note, we will say see you later. We will
Thank you, everybody, for
look
coming.
for us tomorrow night on with Whoopa at 7 p.m. Eastern for some basketball. Come with your questions. We'll handle them all. So, all right. Everybody have a great night and great rest of your weekend. And take care, all. Bye.
Bye.